There is absolutely no doubt that millions of people around the world tuned in to see Kate Middleton and Prince William tie the knot on Friday morning.
Okay, big confession time. I couldn't get enough of it. I was even watching it over the weekend. Well, of course, among those very interested are partners at a wonderful bridal boutique, September's Bride, in Holland.
And Tami Parks is here with us today to talk not only about the royal wedding, but making your day memorable with some tips we can take from the newlyweds. Welcome, Tami.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Overall, your assessment and your evaluation.
I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. We had a party at the store to watch it. We had about 24 women in. We all loved it. We had a ball.
How much fun?
It was fun. The dress was a hit. Prince Harry was a hit.
Hippo was a hit.
Everything.
Hippo was a hit. We all wished we could look like her.
Oh,
exactly.
Word, yeah.
Yep.
Well, and it was everything put together, just the elegance of it. I mean, you're talking about the cake, and you already mentioned the dress.
Yep. And that's exactly, I think, what we saw, and what I hope we start seeing with weddings here is the level of formality and the elegance came up a little, but the couple still put a lot of personal touches in. And so I'm really hoping we kind of start seeing some of those trends here.
Yeah, and how big of an influence does a major event like a royal wedding have on what local brides may start thinking about for their own style?
Especially in this case where we saw the whole wedding, not just little photo ops of it. I think it has a big effect. So many people are up watching it. Nobody wants to now go plan a royal wedding and have everything like it. And even what we show today, I wouldn't see a bride choosing every aspect, but just a few things that are important to them.
It's a little bit like wedding fever, that kind of feeling. Like a lot of people talking about a little bit of a buzz on the street. And you brought in some compare, contrast, and some things we can revisit about the royal wedding, too.
Exactly. Some things we can come, and what I loved about their wedding is they used things that were important to them. They used flowers out of the Queen's garden that were in season. They used sugar flowers on their cake, that all of the flowers she used had a meaning to their relationship. She used a designer that she loved. And so what we did today is show a way that a Michigan bride can use some things that are important to them, things that are in season, things that are sustainable here in Michigan, but keep that underlying tone of formal and elegant.
And it starts with the invitation, really, because it says that statement. It's that the first notice that someone has that they're invited to this major event.
Yes. Now, Kate and Will's invitations actually didn't get a great response from the world. They kind of thought they were just a little plain, a little boring. What we did, Blue Tulip Designs did an invitation for us, kind of based on what they did. They did a really unique presentation. The invitation comes in a box. So imagine getting this box in the mail or hand delivered to you with this pretty ribbon on it, and then inside the invitation is wrapped in silk. So it's very luxurious, it looks beautiful, but then they upped it a little, made it look a little more interesting, used the couple's initials, which is what Kate and Will did, and just really pretty, very luxurious, sets the tone for the wedding.
And they put the little jewel on the front, and that makes all the difference, too.
Exactly.
I had a friend that got married recently, and they sent the invitations on a disc. So lots of different ideas, opportunities out there.
Exactly.
Okay,
all right,
so now
we
we
have
have to talk about cake.
Cake, yes.
It's kind of interesting to see the choices that William and Kate had with their cake.
They did. They did. Their wedding cake was actually a fruit cake, a brandied fruit cake, which in Europe is loved, I suppose. Our baker is Second Floor Bakery, and what she did for us is she did a champagne cake with fresh fruit that you could get in season in Michigan. You still have the liquor from the champagne versus the brandy, and she did sugar flowers on the cake, much smaller, with one really large pop. And like I mentioned, Kate chose flowers that were important to her. You can do the same thing. Tell your baker, oh, we've always loved carnations, or we've always loved roses, or my family has a dahlia farm. Then use a dahlia on your cake.
Wonderful. Okay, now I'm going to do the honors here because I
Tara's going to give it a try.
have to taste this while you talk about flowers.
Well, next we're talking about flowers, and give us your perspective on the bouquet.
Well, my personal opinion is when it came out, I thought it was a little small. I would have loved to see just a little bit more trailing, but I'm being nitpicky. You know, that's just my personal opinion. What I loved about her flowers, I love the tonal all white, and I love that they came from the family gardens.
Right. I mean, that's just such a sentimental touch that you have.
Exactly.
Including those family traditions. And the garden, of course, we talk about English gardens, those are really important to the family.
They are really important. And here in West Michigan, there's a lot of women who their mothers, their aunts, their sisters, or themselves love to garden. So why not pull your wedding flowers from there?
Okay, wait, we have to go back to the cake for just 2 seconds here before we get to the dress. This is who baked this cake?
This is Second Floor Bakery, another Holland, one of our very favorite.
She's liking this.
Yes.
This is going to be my third bite, which is something I usually don't do on
good for you.
television. So
Yes.
why don't we talk about, of course,
the
fashions
dress.
and the dress.
The dress. And this is an Angelina couture gown that Hannah is wearing. And what we did over the weekend is, once we saw what Kate did with the long sleeves and the beautiful Queen Anne neckline, is we designed a bolero to go over this dress. Kate's was silk, so is this dress. It's a silk taffeta, has the beautiful Alençon lace on it, and a beautiful neckline. And then the nice thing about using a bolero rather than having a top on your gown is you have the option to remove it if you desire, because so many of our brides here love to dance their receptions.
Right.
And it's hard to dance in sleeves.
Yep, it gets a little bit stiff.
Right,
a little bit warm.
But I do love the idea of a bolero, especially with Michigan weather, just that little coverage. It's just demure and pretty, like a bride should be.
Just gorgeous. And of course, we got the tuxedo. William, of course, wore his uniform.
He did.
Military service.
He did.
I think is a popular option for people who are in the military.
It definitely is. It definitely is. The men in the wedding party who were not in the military wore the traditional morning suit. And we kind of did our take on that here. It has tails, black and white with a little gray. And Tyler's wearing that for us today. And Tyler and Hannah are actually a newlywed couple.
Oh, they are. I was wondering if she was just an amazing actress. She was looking at him so lovingly. We won't ask you to reenact the kisses. Okay, well, you
guys
have
look great.
You have a great contest coming up. A
We
giveaway,
do.
because you know in Holland we're counting down to the kickoff of Tulip time, and we know you'll have so many visitors there. You're actually going to be putting all of these items on display.
Yep. We're displaying this in our window through Tulip time, and we're asking visitors to come in the store, take a look at our display, ask us about some of the concepts of what we did, and then we are giving a giveaway. You don't have to be a bride and groom to win. Any couple can come in. We're giving away a night at a bed and breakfast near Traverse City.
Sounds wonderful.
And a basket of romantic goodies from Michigan.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for bringing
Thank
your
you.
expertise to our viewers.
Thank
we can
you.
hardly wait, and I'm guessing that, as we still kind of look back on royal weddings past, that Kate and William's wedding will set the
I think
standard
so.
for years to come.
Yes, I think so. They seem to have a great relationship too, which is what a wedding's about.
And I'm sure you'll have a lot of people comparing, well, Kate and William did this.
Yes, yes. Well, that's okay. Ask us about it. We love to talk about weddings.
Fantastic. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your all-access pass to everything West Michigan.